at the outset, let me congratulate all of you who are graduating today after the 2 years of rigorous teacher education program and the teacher training that you have received. I am very happy to see all the pretty faces with this graduation gown and hat. So I congratulate you, congratulate the principal as well as the staff members who have brought you to this stage, and today you have reached your graduation because of your teachers. The years to come, that as the students, probably you must have learned right from the Gurukula system to the post-independence period, how the education has evolved and how the role of teacher has changed. Maybe during the time of Gurukulas, the number of students who are under the Guru were very limited, and where they were under the complete care of a Guru, and it used to be residential and they used to complete their education. But with the introduction of the mass education, it became very essential that we don't depend only on born gurus who are very handful. We needed many more teachers to teach the young ones. So we started with training the teachers, like how they should handle the children, how they should educate the children. From there on, that the formal teacher education program was started. So not only we should have born teachers, but as well trained teachers. Students, you are a diverse community coming from diverse backgrounds, diverse cultures, diverse languages, religions, and maybe regions and all that. But still, you are all given a common training. You are all given certain standards. But once you go back to the society, you hold the responsibility, or you shoulder the responsibility of again educating the younger ones. We consider teaching to be a very noble profession. And we consider teaching to be a mother of all professions, because there could not have been a doctor, a scientist, or an engineer, or a lawyer, or anything without being taught by a teacher. So always feel proud. Don't compare yourself to a doctor or an engineer or maybe a scientist and consider, oh, I am a teacher. No, you feel proud. I have produced this doctor, this engineer, this scientist. I am above all of them. You should possess professional pride. This professional pride is very essential for you, which can fill you with confidence, which fills you with self-respect, which fills you with self-esteem, which is essential for you to be a leader in the society. Only then you can lead society, only then you can lead the children, that is the future generation. Because we all know, you all know that maybe in another decade, India is going to be the youngest population in the whole globe. Youngest population. We have more than 50% of the population which is below the age group of 25 years. We have more than 65% of the population which is below the age of 35 years. We have 35% of the population who are below the age of 18 years. And now that the dependable population is not even 0.5% in India, maybe in another decade, that is going to be only 0.4%, not even 0.5%. 0.5 is 0.5%, it is going to be only 0.4. When we say 35 to 60 or 65 people in that age group, they are still be working, they are still be earning, so that is not a dependable population. Only 0.4% of the population, maybe our very that is great grandparents, or maybe grandparents, or maybe a few older parents, right, without income, may be dependable. So dependency can also bring down the per capita income. But now in another decade, India is going to be the youngest population in the world with a dependency rate of only 0.4%. So that way, we have us teachers huge responsibility to train our future generation. Because future generation, you all know, you have been teaching. I don't want to repeat it, that they are the nation builders, right? They are the people who are going to take over the leadership, whatnot. So in order to see that such type of leaders are produced in the society, such type of citizens who are capable of producing, who are capable of contributing to national development, and that responsibility rests with all of you. So for that, you hold a lot of accountability. We always believe that teaching is a noble profession, but at the same time, we need to take it as a challenging profession, because whatever the type of role maybe in ancient India like a guru did, and that type of role has changed manifold. Now in 21st century, the teacher is no more just merely restricted to teaching. The teacher's role is not merely teaching. He has changed to a facilitator. He needs to be a facilitator, no more just a teacher. That is the 21st century. Because there was a time where the teachers, or maybe the books, or maybe the library, they were the only source for getting information or as a source of knowledge. But now, in the 21st century, there are multiple, n number of sources of knowledge because of the availability of the technology and multiple sources from multiple directions. When a child can get knowledge, no more he should depend only on a teacher to acquire knowledge. He can get knowledge from multiple sources, from multiple directions because of this technology. Then what would be the role of a teacher? A teacher needs to be a facilitator, a teacher needs to be a guide, a teacher needs to be a mentor, a teacher needs to be a counselor, right? A teacher needs to replace a parent. Because we used to believe that home is the first school, mother is the first teacher. Neither mother has time, nor the house is in a position to impart that education. But the child will come to the school with lot of inputs which he has acquired from multiple sources. He will watch television, he has a mobile phone, he has a computer, he has a laptop, he has so many sources. And we used to believe there are many more old books, and even when I, in the beginning I wrote, but no, I don't agree with that, that the future destiny is designed within the four walls of the classroom, and the child comes to the school or to the classroom like a clean slate, and it is the teacher who etches anything, whatever the teacher wants. No more that holds good. Because the child comes to the school with lot of input with him, which he has already acquired from many sources. And now the role of a teacher has changed. A teacher cannot take the freedom to just age whatever the teacher wants. No, the teacher should understand what input the child has brought to the school. Then cumulatively build over that. You are respecting the diversity, you are respecting the child coming from different background, you are respecting the child with different regional or linguistic backgrounds. So apart from technology, there are so many other factors which have impacted a child, and a child comes with all that, and we have no right to erase any of that. You need to understand the background of the child, you need to build over that. You need to cumulatively build over that. And also see that the teacher becomes a facilitator. It is very essential in 21st century. No more that the dialogue method will work. The teacher is active throughout delivering lecture, and the student sitting passively and listening to the teacher. It has to be a from monologue method, we should move on to the dialogue method. So you need to take students as partners in learning. You should see that students take the responsibility of their own learning. You should see that the students participate in a dialogue. So learning to take the responsibility is a very important thing which you need to teach to the students, the ability to learn, the ability to take the responsibility for the learning. Then the teacher should facilitate, because you know that as parents, as probably all of you youngsters here, maybe either you are in the age group of that are what I said, 25 or not, maybe, or at most maybe within 35. Still, if some of you married, you may be having small kids, or you may be having small siblings and all. Parents are worried, like what children, because whenever you have multiple media, there are a lot of content available, right? So here, like how the parents feel anxious to regulate the children, like what they see, what they should not see. And even there is a bombardment of material and information. Not all information available may be credible. Not all the knowledge which is available to be taken. So it is the teachers as facilitators tell the children like what source, which media, and what is to be taken, and what is to be watched, and how much to be taken, how it should be validated, and teachers should regulate their learning. And that role, instead of teaching, allow the students to learn themselves, but you monitor them, regulate them to see whether they are on the right path, whether they are learning what they are supposed to learn. That is very important, and as a facilitator. And of course, as a mentor to the students. Maybe mentor does not mean really, maybe especially when you are in a teaching post, maybe the head of the institution, principals, headmasters, or maybe the senior faculty in a school. They can be mentors to the junior teachers, in inducting them into the school, or maybe into teaching, and also mentors to the students, supporting them, helping them, encouraging them, and that role is also very, very important. And apart from that, you need to become the counselors. You need to become their guides. It's very important that every child should show productivity. What is that productivity? You should allow the children to set their goals. Goals which are realistic. Goals which are practical. Start with small steps. Celebrate every success. You should not wait until I get a national award, I will not celebrate. No. It's not like that. Even day-to-day work, today you are not celebrating because you have successfully completed 2-year teacher training program. That is a celebration. You are getting admission to a B.Ed program is a celebration. You are completing of a test is a celebration. You are successfully completing an assignment is a celebration. You are successfully coming to a college every day without any hazard is a celebration. Got my point? Celebration. Definitely. See, you start celebrating every day a very small bit of success that God has allowed us to live today. You need to celebrate. Successfully, you are able to eat on your own. There are people bedridden. They require the help and support of somebody. But you can eat on your own, you can walk on your own, you can do on your own. Celebrate for that. Don't think celebrating success means only achieving degree at that. Only once you start celebrating, you understand your self-worth. By understanding your self-worth, not only that, teachers every day successfully you are completing the class, you are guiding a student, you are solving somebody's problem is a celebration. Principal managing, teaching, non-teaching students, and oh, today I completed this work, that is a celebration, that is a success. And the feeling of this small step success leads to self-worth. That will derive you, that will move you towards higher success levels. So as a teacher, you should make the student to set the goals and make the students to work towards it as a mission. That is very, very important. As a teacher, you need to feel self-confidence in the children. The children should feel self-worth. And as teachers, you all know, even in B.Ed, you all have learned, never a teacher should discriminate children on the basis of maybe whether academic, and somebody is academic and somebody you feel that is a child who is not very attentive. Sometimes some teachers give some preference to some children, maybe on whatever criteria, I don't want to say. A teacher, above everything, should be like free from any partiality. That is very essential for a teacher. That teacher should treat every student impartially, free from discrimination, and try to identify the worth and the potentiality of each child. Only then recognize and tell you are good in this, very good. The teacher can become a pointer, a teacher can become a role model, a teacher, maybe from there on, the student may pick up like what he is best in that. If he hears from the teacher, so that may give a goal to the student, and he may start striving to achieve that particular goal. So it is very essential for the teachers, are very essential for the teachers to tell the students about their successes, about their potentialities, and about their achievements. Only that it is mutual. You feel satisfied and the students feel satisfied. And maybe no more a teacher, whether it is I feel no more the classroom or the school is sufficient, are adequate enough for preparing our future citizens. We take the whole globe as a classroom. We need to believe in experiential learning. No more the bookish knowledge can help the children. They need to see, observe, do, right? Involving all the senses, only then that the learning can be retained. Like for example, you are teaching maybe in a school something on environmental pollution. You are teaching air pollution, water pollution. The child will listen what is meant by air pollution, water pollution, the causes for it, consequences he will by heart, and then he may omit it in the test or maybe in the exam. And after some time he may forget whatever he had by hearted. Instead, take the children out to a traffic congestion place, allow them to observe what are the things which are leading to air pollution, whether there are traffic, vehicles, there are industries, there are other things leading to that, and what consequences it is causing. Take them to a stagnated water, show them why that water is polluted, what domestic waste, what industrial waste, or what things have been put into that water, and what sort of stagnated water can create consequences, what health hazards it can have, what other environmental hazards it can have. Ask them to observe, to see, to do, to write a report. When he comes back, he will remember forever whatever he has seen, whatever he has done. Then he will teach him, when that being the causes, that being the consequences, as responsible citizens, what is that you can do? He should learn that he should not be a part of that pollution, right? He should not be littering around maybe in the classroom, maybe in the school. He should not be dropping maybe a domestic or other waste into water, or maybe see that become a contributor to the air pollution. They come out with suggestions, put it on the board, invite the suggestions, brainstorming from the children, put it on the board, right? Make a list of it. The child will learn from an experiential learning. So there are so many topics, almost all the subjects, right, that you can teach. We talk about a method. That means there are so many methods of teaching are there. We talk about discovery method, problem solving method. You all as now outgoing would-be teachers, probably you must have seen our National Education Policy of 2020, right? So we are talking about the children who should not be given with band-aid solutions, ready-made solutions, what to do, what not to do. Because you have given the list, things to be done and things not to be done, or to do or not to do. If he gets into a situation where it is not prescribed in the list, what to do and what not to do, he is lost. He will be a loser. Now, the teacher's job is to see that your students are winners in every situation. If your students are winners in every situation, as teachers, you are the winners. You are the winners. Teach the students the ability to solve the problem through experiential learning. Teach the students the discovery. Using the discovery method cannot be taught just by a lesson plan, maybe in a classroom, right? Or maybe we need to teach creativity to the children. Innovations, divergent thinking. For this, as teachers, what type of adaptability you need to have? You need to become flexible. As teachers, you need to become very adapting to the environment. What is adapting to the environment? When I studied, I never had technology as a subject, right? I never learned technology as a subject. Like later, as a teacher or I cannot say, no, I have not learned it, I don't know. You cannot say. You need to learn, relearn, unlearn certain things which are obsolete. What is not required, you should unlearn. What is required, you should relearn. So sometime back, whatever you have learned, no more that can be used, that becomes obsolete, that you should unlearn because it is not relevant. Relearn. You have not learned technology, now you should learn technology. That is the reason I said teaching is a challenging profession. No more I can keep my notes to the another 10 years or 5 years or maybe 20 years teach the same thing. Every year you need to update yourself. You need to put the same concept maybe in a new light. Prepare every year. That is the reason I never prepared notes in my lifetime. Because no, I never had a notes. Only later when we started with slides, I prepared. But every year, whether it was a PhD program or a MA program, every year the content material even for slides I change. Because why it is required, there are so many other things. The same concept is being looked in a new perspective. You need to give that to the children. You, without keeping yourself updated, you cannot teach children to be updated. If you want your students to be creative, if you want your students to be innovative, if you want to teach your students to adapt to the new environment, to the new situations, all these qualities should be there in a teacher. We all should learn to be flexible, to be adaptive, to learn. See, you should teach a child for a life, not teach a child for an examination. The examination is a very, you are writing in your lesson plans, right? Maybe immediate objectives or long-term objectives and short-term objectives. When you are graduating from one stage to another stage, you should always keep the long-term objectives in your mind. Prepare a child for the life. The examination is just
one part of it. Nowadays, parents are very much worried about seeing the marks 100%, 99. No parent wants to see less than 99 or 100 on the marks card. Everyone wants to see 99.99 or 100%. Right? Otherwise, the children are put into so much of pressure. They are under so much of stress. If at all, if a child gets a lesser marks than the parents' expectation, we are seeing around us so many unfortunate incidences. The adolescents, these type of children, they are just committing suicide. Why is it? We have made the children to realize getting 99% or 100% is the only value in life. No. There are so many things in life where examination and your 99 or 100% on a paper is just one part of it. Teach the children to face life. Teach the children to manage stress. Teach the children, like if there is a failure, ask him to reflect back. Why he has failed? What are the things which have gone wrong? How he can set right? How he can overcome? How he can convert his failure into a achievement, right? Put small success steps for the children. And every child should feel that if he cannot do maths, he is good in science. If he is not good in science, he is good in language. If he is not good in language, he is good in music. He is good in sports and good in something else. So everyone has a potential. It is very essential. As teachers, you all know the children's potentialities. Make every child feel wanted in the class. Otherwise, sometimes not by choice. It may be because the way that the teachers treat them. Maybe because that the teacher treats the other class fellows treat them that way. So that becomes what we call it as a self-fulfilling prophecy. A teacher tells, you are good for nothing. You are a donkey. You don't do proper your homework. You are not got good marks in test. And the child would start believing it. Because the child takes a teacher to be a role model. And nowadays, after the parents, we have given a very important place to a teacher. But in a Indian culture, or maybe in our this one we say, teacher is a Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Maheshwara, and that is the status that is being given to a teacher. And a child spends more than 5 to 6 hours in a potential time that too, being in a school. So at that time, you replace the teacher. You need to treat the children, treat the students like your children. Take care of their safety, take care of their academics, take care of their well-being, and provide a safety environment, learning environment, be open-minded. What is being open-minded? As a classroom teacher, I deliver a lecture, I dictate some notes. I expect the students in 21st century, when I look in the examination paper or test paper, to write the same answer what I had dictated. No. A teacher should be open-minded. Allow the student, if at all, even if the student has written a best answer, very good answer, this is I have not given the notes, and you put the 2 mark, or you give him 0, or you give him 1 mark, 2 mark, and say, why didn't you take my notes? That student might have found a better material. Allow the students to bring a knowledge from multiple directions. Allow the students to be creative. Allow the students to create their own knowledge. Write it. You go through it. Appreciate the student if it is good. That is what they should be able to learn, taking responsibility for their own learning, right? And then you should appreciate or make other students to do it. Means let knowledge come from all directions. Because for achievement, we say, you all know it, sky is the limit, right? So you cannot put a boundary. You cannot draw a line. This is what you should achieve. Because when you put a boundary, when you set a scope, then you are killing the creativity, you are killing the divergent thinking. And the divergent thinking comes where the convergent thinking stops. So if at all, what NEP says, that means no more rote memory, only experiential learning, divergent thinking, innovation, problem solving, right? And discovery method. If all these things to happen, we need to have, as teachers, open mind. Allow the students to do it, and you regulate education system, and our teaching and learning should move towards problem solving, discovery, creativity, divergent thinking, and experiential learning. And if at all, if we want our education system, our children to be like that, as teachers, we should imbibe these qualities first. All of us, all of you as teachers, because you are doing a human service. Because teaching profession is the largest profession. And you should not feel you are second to none. You should feel proud about your profession, because the future of the country is in your hands, and you are going to mold these children. What I believe, there may be, as I said, 20% or 30% may go to some other professions or some other jobs, I don't know. At least I believe that 70% may become teachers. Irrespective of whether you are in a public institution or a private institution, a teacher is a teacher. The type of role, the type of job you do will be the same. Right? As teachers, try to become humane teachers, because you may be having abundant amount of knowledge. At the same time, you should know to manage the classroom, right? Make the students to learn. I would also like to thank the principal, teachers, and all of you for giving me this excellent opportunity to be a part of this program. Thank you, all of you.